I was like, well, we're girls. We're a little older now, but we can still work the door. You know
Oh,
what I
look at
mean?
my white hairs. Like
Yeah.
I'm at least 21.
I know. I was like, it's dark, so we have that going for us.
Yes. Welcome to Bitch Talk. I'm your host, Erin.
And I'm co-host Ange.
2026 brings us into our 13th year of podcasting, and we're proud to be here. Thank you to our followers and longtime listeners for voting us Best of the Bay Best Podcast for 3 years in a row, and to SF Film for adding us to the respected list of essential SF winners.
If this is your first time listening, we're like if the rap group Salt and Peppa met the show Grace and Frankie and had a baby. If you don't understand what that means, ask Jeeves. And now, on with the show.
Oh, God. The Sky in the City. Sorry, bitch talkers. This is just going to be a little bit off the rails. There's this.
Just as the year has been.
Yeah,
so
I
that's
mean,
appropriate.
Christ. I guess it's been on my husband's podcast. His name's Vander. He owns Whack Donuts, but he always starts like his videos and stuff with, he says gentle greetings, which I love. So gentle greetings, bitch stalkers. We are doing our end of the year basic bitch catch up / roundup because we haven't caught up since November, which feels like 400 years ago. So
A lot of life has happened since then.
Yeah. I'm just throwing it to Ange. Ange, why don't you start?
Okay, well, so I spent a couple weeks in New York because
Yes.
one of my dearest friends moved there recently from LA. It was a big move, and I finally have a free place to stay. So I was like, I'm coming for 2 weeks. So I have never stayed in New York for that long. So it was really nice to sort of feel like I was living there, not just on my checklist, day to day chaotic travel vacation. So I basically almost every day just went and saw all the comedy I could, all the live music I could, from the Comedy Cellar to the New York Comedy Club to Joe's Pub. I just kind of went everywhere, and New York is just thriving in that sense. It's like $15 shows, $20 shows. It wasn't even like I was spending, an arm and a leg. So just, yeah, a lot of laughing, a lot of loud jazz clubs and dark blues clubs. And yeah, New York is incredible. I've never been in the winter, so that was cool. I will say, um, I realized, and I was interviewing Zosha Mamet
Oh yeah.
years ago in
Yeah, yeah.
2018,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she was talking shit about San Francisco, but she was just giving her honest opinion. And she's from New York. And she was like, people just don't pay attention when they're walking here. They're all looking down on their phones. She's like, everybody's just like blindly walking. And she's like, it drives me crazy. But she lives in New York. So to say that, I was like, what? But isn't it like that in New York? And like, it really opened my eyes to how closed off we are in San Francisco when we're out in the wild to each other. Like riding the subway, my friend lived an hour subway ride to Manhattan. So I was taking it, twice a day, easily 2 hours a day minimum. And the subways are always full, but they're not. Everybody's not just like in their little bubble like we are in San Francisco. And I know it's because we're like tech capital and whatever it is. I was going to say IE. ETC,
AEIOU.
ET, phone home, whatever. But I found New Yorkers to be just like a lot more aware and present and really
That's why
friendly,
they
you
got a
know.
rad mayor now. They will.
Yes, and a lot of people, yes, talking to a lot of people about Mamdani. And I was in Queens and I saw his signs up in like the restaurants and stuff. It was like it felt good. It was really, really exciting energy in New York. But I did want to say a couple things that stuck with me from the comedy shows I went to. One of them is, did you know that you can have a miscarriage from eating too much salami? Salami miscarriage, miscarriages, she called
But
it.
is that, did you look it up afterwards or
Yes, so she
oh,
had this whole joke, this
who's
whole
she?
like bit Okay, I don't remember. I'm really
Oh,
sorry. This
okay.
wasn't my most favorite comedian. She was great too, but I saw like 30. It's hard. It's
Okay,
hard.
okay. Sorry. I'm
So,
definitely not. Okay.
she had this whole bit about salami miscarriages, and I like my whole life I just thought maybe I was infertile because I should have been pregnant at least 10 times, like
So
Plan
that
B was a friend of mine. We'll just say that.
salami was a friend of yours.
But I also my entire life have eaten so much salami. I was like, maybe that's it. And so she had this whole bit, and she said after one of her shows, a nurse came up to her and was like, "You're actually scientifically you're correct. Like that could happen." And she's like, "I know, because it did." Anyways, there's this bacteria. It's called Listeria. I looked it up,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
in ready to eat meats. So for pregnant
Nice.
women, it's not. They're very highly susceptible to this bacteria.
It's
So
basically any kind of cured meat, right?
yes, ready to eat meats is
Yeah.
like what the
Oh,
term.
ready to eat meat.
Yeah. So salami miscarriages, that might be a chapter in my autobiography.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to give a shout out to my favorite comedian. Her name was Caitlin Peluffo. Peluffo. I saw her at the New York Comedy Club, and we were howling. Like I was laughing to the point of like coughing up,
Oh,
like
yes.
like
Yeah.
she was so funny. Um, like foul and dirty, but also just really funny. I don't know. She had this whole thing where she was flirting with this old guy that was sitting in the front in the
Oh,
front, and she's like, I like older men, so she was kind of messing with him. And then later in the set, she was saying that men, when they're scared, they get boners, they get erections. So she turns to the old guy, she goes, boo. Like it was just, she would just, and then she had this whole bit where the first time she got her like pussy waxed, she was like, it's the first time, that I've actually looked and seen my vagina like face to face. And she was like, and all I could say is, the bitch could use some bangs.
oh,
She's like, it is a blue collar vagina. Like,
oh,
my pussy wears Carhartt. Like, she went on this whole tirade.
oh,
She's like, my pussy's so, what did she say? My pussy's so working class. She voted for Trump. Like, she
oh.
was saying all this. It was- Anyways, her name is Caitlin Palufo, and of all the comedians I saw, she was my favorite. Other than, except for Jeff Hiller, who we have interviewed twice on the show. He's on the show
Oh, he's
Somebody
also a
Somewhere.
Emmy award
He's an
winning
Emmy Award
actor.
winner as of late,
Yes.
and he still does this running improv show called Rat Scraps. It's R with four A's, Rat Scraps, at the Caveat Theater in Manhattan, and he was clearly the biggest star on stage. He got on stage last, and he got like a huge applause when he came on. And he's just perfect. You can imagine he's so fucking good. And I got there early because I never know how busy things are going to be. So I was sitting in the front middle table, and I was like, "Oh my god, I hope he doesn't think I'm like super
Right. Stalking
obnoxious
him.
or like stalking him," because I'd already emailed him like, "I'm gonna be there,"
Yeah, but he was
But he was totally down. Yeah.
and he emailed right back. So
Yes.
he's a very sweet
He's
fucking human.
the
Anyway,
nicest person ever.
yes.
And please listen to our past episodes with him because
Yes.
they're really special.
We'll link
Uh,
them in the show
we
notes.
will link them, yes. And so when they were doing their final bow, he like turns to me and waves like a cute little wave. And I was like, oh my God, I love you so
Oh,
much. Just
oh.
to say hi. And I didn't know if he'd seen me, but of course I'm like front and center. So that was
Also, you're in the front row.
Yeah, and I'm like laughing the hardest
Right, right.
probably like the whole time. So that was fucking cute, right? I was like, "Oh, that was cute." Okay, so we're sitting at the table finishing our drinks, and then he comes up to our table and we just start chatting. This was the Sunday before Thanksgiving. So he was talking about his Thanksgiving plans, and then he was like, "Oh, but first I'm going to go to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade." And I was like,
Yes.
"What?" So
Yes.
so I was like, "Okay, do you have any tips? Like any tip cuz I want to
Did you think about going?
Yes, because I
Okay.
didn't want to be in the crowd, but I wanted to be far off just seeing the balloons pass by.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like the Snoopy and the things we'd
Yeah.
watched, as kids. And he was like, I don't have any tips because he got a special seat
Yes.
and
He was
he's
like
getting
right in
VIP. So
front.
he's
He
like,
was front and center.
yeah, he was like, maybe watch it on TV because it's gonna be a shit show. And I was like,
Yeah.
excuse me, Emmys. All right.
Yeah.
But I was like, good for you, you deserve it. So that was really sweet. and just chatting with him. And I don't know, it's just really cute. And I had friends with me that I introduced to him, and he's just such a normal, sweet, just like loving person. And then I gave him the biggest hug ever. And he knew a bunch of people there, but like he went up to our table first to say hi. It was just really sweet. All of it was just really sweet and just like authentic, sweet. I don't know what else to say. He's a doll.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really special. Um,
Can I say something about Jeff Hiller?
yes.
Are you done with him?
No, I'm done with, yeah, that part of the
Okay.
story. Yeah.
I just finally bought his memoir, Actress of a
Oh,
Certain Age. Not on Amazon. I went to one of my, because we live in a city, I went to one of the local bookstores. Not all of them have it, but I found finally the bookstore that had it. And it was a really cute interaction with me and the person behind the desk looking for it. So she pulled it up and she like laughed, like guffawed right away. She's like,
the
oh,
photo too is
yeah,
just
she's
so
like, the
cute.
photo on this on this on this book is delightful. And I was like, well, he's a delightful human being. And I was so happy that they had it. And I've been reading it and I literally have been laughing out loud for every chapter, but also like, but if you're interested in a memoir, and I don't know, want to have feelings, just go buy it. Actress of a Certain Age. It's really sweet.
Well, and I think it's a good memoir to read because I'm excited. I haven't read it yet, but he's our generation.
Yeah.
So like very similar references,
Oh
reference
yeah.
points.
Yes, I sang you
Yes.
a page out of it, which is
Yeah, like
fucking
things that we
amazing.
talk about
Yes.
are referenced in there. So it's like relatable on an even deeper level. I can't wait
Yeah.
to read it. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
Yes.
But on the topic of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, I watched it. I haven't watched it in years, but since I was in New York, I was like, I got to put it on for a little bit. I wonder, like, in the Super Bowl, they don't get paid to perform
Yes.
because
Yeah.
it's the biggest stage on earth. I wonder if the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is the same. And I also would love to hear like the background behind the scenes. Like, for example, Shaggy was performing on the like turkey float, which is really good real estate. But Shaggy's performing It Wasn't Me on the turkey float. How did that come to be?
What did
Like
he sing?
it
Remember?
wasn't me. He sang it.
Oh, he did.
He did a
Oh,
medley of It Wasn't Me. All the, and I'm like, this is not family friendly. And he was on the turkey float. Like that's good real estate. Whereas Ciara was on some random hotel float that had like a fish on it. But Cool and the Gang had the Bronx
oh,
Zoo float. So that one was a
oh.
really cool one. So I'm just wondering, like all
How
of
does this
their
work?
managers and stuff fighting over like we want the turkey float or nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
All
Like
behind the scenes.
Maybe Shaggy paid good
And
money.
then, yeah, do they pay to be?
Right.
It's just interesting who they get to perform. It felt like a lot of, oh, who else was there? I feel like it was like Busta Rhymes or something. It was very like some older acts, and I just wonder how that all comes to be because
So what? Yeah, what you're saying is people that are our age are booking these acts.
yes, but also like on the turkey float, like how does that
Yeah,
connect at all? It
right,
doesn't. It's
right.
just it is what it is, I guess. So, anyways,
I heard I didn't watch it, and I wish we did because I just our old neighbor who, if you want to talk about it, Lindsay, who you just saw in New York, she is one of those people that puts that on every year. I know it. But I saw this year, they had like indigenous people open up the parade. It was like the first time
mm.
ever.
Oh, I
I know
love
they
that.
did. I want to find a clip of it, just so I can see it. But they did a whole dance. They did a whole thing to open the parade, which is kind of huge.
Oh, that's fucking great. And this is
Right.
the first year. Wow. I
Yeah.
wonder
Right.
who.
Right. I'm
I
like,
bet you it
who?
was Mom Donnie.
Worse. Saw him. He
The
made
world
all.
is healing because Mom Donnie.
Yes.
Yeah. Can we get a cool mayor? Anyways, we'll say that every episode until it happens. Um,
No comment, dude.
so on Sunday, I saw Jeff Hiller.
Oh,
Woke up
yeah,
on
this
Monday morning from a text from
I'm
our good
laughing. I'm
friend.
sorry. I have to laugh. Go ahead. Yes, I
New
forgot.
York is just fucking New Yorking. Like you
Oh,
never know what the fuck is gonna
which is great,
be
that's what I
happening.
love about New York. Go ahead.
Like on an hourly basis, like who you're going to bump into and who um it's like if LA married San Francisco in the sense of like everything's just right on top of each other,
Yeah.
but then there's also like famous people and crazy shit happening like right around the
Right.
corner.
Right.
Okay, so I woke up on Monday morning to a text from our friend saying like La Russell, who do you want to give a little backstory on La Russell? You could probably do
Look, here's the thing. I This year is my first year really getting into LaRussell. He's been around
same
for a
because of
minute.
you, thankfully.
Yes, you're welcome. But also because of Tiny Desk, they had him, I think it was earlier this year. I could be completely wrong, but I think he was on Tiny Desk earlier this year. And then, it's just the algorithm, right? Like we're all following the same people. I'm getting fed his stuff. But he's an MC from Vallejo, and he's bucking the system because the way that he works is when he sells tickets to things, he basically is like name your price. And if he or whoever's operating, the back end, if they like what you're offering, you can get a ticket to things. Also, he's been doing shows at his house. They like built out his backyard and he has literally backyard shows at his house. And this guy has like 1 to 2 million followers on Instagram. And I don't know, he's a really interesting creator. Um
Hmm.
and I just like what he's doing. So, and I think you can even like bid on his music because I don't know, I think he's on Spotify, but I think he's just trying to build out his own, revenues of or streaming, sorry, his own streaming revenues for himself and not having to pay the man, quote unquote. But he does that with everything. So go ahead.
Hmm.
But I really, he seems like a cool human and just
Mm.
trying to flip the script in the
Hmm. I was thinking of it about it, and especially after I had seen him perform, I was like, he's an artist that could only come from the Bay Area. He's a perfect blend of like Bay Area hip hop, like clear E40, like, historic Bay Area rap in his foundation,
yeah.
but also like that activist, creative, collaborator that is rooted, that kind of energy is rooted in the Bay. Like he is through and through like hip hop from the Bay. Like that was born of all these generations since hip hop has begun. And I say that because so my friend texted me that he was in Brooklyn or he was in New York for one night, one day for a meeting, and he decided to do a random show. And he's like, and the post on Instagram was where Brooklyn at, and he's like, I'm gonna be here tonight, like offer a price, and I'll see however many of you I'll see you there. So I offered a price. I offered $50. I'll be, upfront just to say I offered $50. Just in case you're wondering like what you should offer. That's what I offered for two tickets. And they got back to me like within a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours, and I was in. So I was like, okay, I didn't know what to expect at all. So we show up and we get there early, and we're probably like the fifth person in line. So it's not quite a line yet. And out of nowhere, LaRussell comes out with like a homie. And I see him like talking to the bouncer, and I was like, and I like kind of froze. And my friend who I was with, she wasn't paying attention because she realized she didn't have her ID on her. And they card before, and I was like, oh, it'll take like 40 minutes on the train to get back to her house. Round trip, that's an hour and a half. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, well, we're girls. We're a little older now, but we can still work the door. You know
Oh,
what I
look at
mean?
my white hairs. Like
Yeah.
I'm at least 21.
uh, I
Jeez.
know. I was like, it's dark, so we have that going for us. No,
Yes.
but I was like, look through your phone because she said she had a picture of it, or she has a picture of her passport. And I was like, look, we'll work it. We're
Something.
getting in
Yeah.
this fucking show. I
Yeah.
was like, so look for it. So she was on her phone looking for a copy of, so she wasn't really, and I wasn't going to be like, there's the Russell. Like he was, 10 feet away. I didn't want to embarrass myself. So I was just standing there, and he just comes up directly up to me, and he's like, thank you so much for being here, and gives me a big hug. He goes in for the hug. I'm always the one going in for the hug, like
That's
creepily.
true. Yeah, that's true. I've been there.
He came in for the hug, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is the cutest thing." And he was wearing his like all the colored jacket that he often
Yes.
wears, like
Yeah.
so, and a cute little beanie, and so I gave him a big hug, and I was like, "I'm from the Bay, but I had to come all the way to Brooklyn to see you." And he
Yes.
was like, he laughed, and he was like, "Thank you so much," and he just kind of like walked away.
Yeah.
So I was already just like, okay, if that
I'm
was
in.
all that
Yeah, that was
happened, worth the $50, like totally worth the $50. And then he just like walked away, and then that was it. Um, so we go in, And his DJ that he travels with is fucking dope. You would love him. 90s R&B and then
We hire
hip
him for
hop.
something.
Yes, I wrote down his name, not that you
Great.
can find it, but his DJ was really fucking good, obviously. And then the Russell comes on, and there's probably like 70 to 100 people there. Not a lot of people. Maybe even 50 to 70. I don't know. But it's a venue, it was big enough to hold maybe
Is it like
300.
100 or less?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, 100 or less. But the venue is probably big enough to, I'm trying to think of what I could compare it to.
Fillmore, maybe? Or
Oh my God, smaller
independent?
than the Fillmore.
Independent?
No, smaller. It's
Okay.
smaller. Like it's smaller than the Warfield. It's small. Yeah, it is pretty small.
Okay.
But it wasn't full at all. So Russell comes out, and he stands on the stage, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna come down and be with you all. He's like, I want to see you guys. So he comes down, and he's like, can you just form a circle around me? So we're like, okay. So basically everyone's just in a circle next, with him like 10 feet away. And he was like, I'm going to perform for you. But I also just want to talk. He's like, I want to get to know you. If you have any questions about the industry, about anything, he's like, this is just our time to get to know each other and to talk about like what's going on. Just wide open. Like, yeah. And I was just like, who does that? Like,
Right.
just zero ego, like, just completely just wants to connect, you know? And because he wasn't planning on performing, he didn't have backup music, like a band or anything. So they were, the DJ was playing just the music, and he was rapping over it. So he would rap, and then he would take questions. And you can tell, because we were in New York, everybody that was there was a true fucking fan, like followed him, knew about his life, because there were no stupid like, what's your favorite color, like bullshit. People asking like specific questions about his career, where he sees hip hop going, like East Coast versus West Coast shit, like all this stuff. His meeting was with Rock Nation, Jay-Z's
Yeah.
company.
Just a
And
little
he
thing.
said that back in like 2002 or something, he had a meeting with them, and they treated him like shit. And he was like, okay, whatever. So they have new higher ups, and someone reached out to him and was like, we're sorry for the way we treated you back then. Will you come back and have another
Whoa.
meeting with us? So now he came back with all the power and was
Yeah.
just like, and he's building something. He's not going to give it up for just anything, So now he came with a lot more um tools in his pocket and with a lot more confidence. And someone in the audience was like, what would it take from your fans for you to stay independent? Which I thought was a
Mhm.
really sweet question.
Yeah.
So, like, the whole time was just these really thoughtful questions from people who really cared, and he answered them with his whole heart. And then he would rap in between, and then he ended it with a fucking rap battle. He was like, are there any MCs in the house? And then people were just coming in and fucking rapping, like battling afterwards. So it was just like, my friend and I were just like, what's happening right now? This is crazy. It was like going to church for real. Like, he was preaching, his knowledge, sharing his knowledge. Everybody was like really into it. Nobody was like on their phone. You know what I mean? Everybody was like locked
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like, this is how movements are created, just
Yeah.
by connecting and really caring. And it was fucking special.
Yeah. I
So,
know. I don't know what to say.
so that's
I'm
it.
happy for you. I'm
La
glad.
Russell for the win. Please, yeah, follow him.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in San Francisco performing.
Well, he's actually, I think he's performing this week in the city.
Okay, so he's performing all the time. We're gonna see
Yes.
him what, in March? It's March,
No,
right?
not till like June, dude.
Oh shit. Okay,
Not
sorry.
till like summer, but he's going to be at the Great American Music Hall, and I think with the full band. So it'll be a different experience, Ange, but
No, I love that to
I
to
think
be
it's
able
going to
to.
be great. We're really hoping we can get him on our show in the new year. I would love to go and cover a house show. That's what I
Hmm.
want to do with him.
I'll put some New York recs, in our show notes if you're going. Some of my favorite bars, some of my favorite happy hour deals. Um, yeah, just because it's a lot. So I'll share it in the notes. That was New York in a nutshell. But I was wandering the streets one day in Brooklyn, in Manhattan, and I passed by the Lego store. And I love Legos. I loved Legos as a kid, and so I walked in, just wandering around, and there was this whole section where you can create your own Lego man, woman slash person.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? This is so cool. So it was like four monitors, and you just like pick how you want the face to look, how you want the what clothing you want them to wear. So I was like, oh my God, I'm totally gonna do this. It was only like $10.
Oh.
So it was me and a bunch of kids at the monitor, and like kids young enough to where like their mom had to be like, and what would you like this shirt to say? And then me,
Yes.
right? So I'm over here and I'm like, do you think putting bitch talk on the shirt, do you think that'd be allowed? This is what I'm thinking in my head, right? So I was like,
Yes.
okay, I'm gonna make a Captain Party my moniker.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
named her Captain Party, and I found a dinosaur logo that I could put on the shirt, and I just made, some cheesy. They didn't have a lot of good options because it's like for kids, right? So it's like, do you
Right.
want them to be a fireman or a lumberjack
Right.
or, real basic? Anyways,
Yeah.
so I made a Captain Party, and I was all excited, and you get to pick accessories for it. But I didn't realize when they're done, they call your name out. So the woman was like, Evan, your Lego is ready. Sophia, your Lego is ready. And then she goes, Captain Party? and it's me, parents, and all these kids. And I was like, it's an inside joke. And I was all embarrassed. I fucking ran out. I was like, why do you have to yell out the name? Can't you just like whisper it or something? It was so embarrassing.
That's
But it was
amazing.
worth it because now I have Captain
I
Party.
know. I like her hair.
And she has that looks exactly like my ukulele. She's holding a, and
Yeah.
then on
She
her,
looks exactly like you.
well,
I
on
know.
her back it says Captain Party too.
God.
So, anyways, I'm gonna take her traveling with me. It's my
I love
new
it.
little sidekick. And then I was like, oh my God, I should make one for everyone for Christmas. But then I
I
would have
know.
been there for 5 hours.
Yeah, you would have. And
Mine
spent
was
a lot
already
of
hard enough. But it's a great gift if you're thinking about make someone a little Lego.
or for yourself, apparently.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's it. And then yeah, check out my notes. Or check out our notes if you want some recs on a few of my favorite things. But I will say that yeah, we
Mm.
definitely missed you.
Thank you.
Aaron was supposed to meet up with us, but life was lifing to the
Yeah.
max.
First of all, I'm sad because, well, I'm sad about the whole thing, but like, first I lost my phone the night before, the night before I was supposed to get on a 6 a.m. flight. And that felt like the end of the world, which is not, but because we all used to not travel with phones and not rely on them. So it was like, how do you do that? Um, and what's the crazier part of it is I left it at the Alamo Theater in San Francisco. I knew I did. And I called back 3 times, and the person I talked to, I'm not going to out them, but they kept saying they never found it. Never found it, never found it. It's not there. Um, so I had my husband drive me there, and I just was like, I'm looking for it. I know it's here. No one wants my old phone. It's old.
Hmm.
And it's an Android. It's not an iPhone. Um, so looked, I didn't find it. And then my husband's like, why don't you just ask the front desk, And I'm like, okay, it's my last, whatever, Hail Mary. And I asked, and like within a minute, they found it. So kind of
Thanks
all
for checking, buddy.
all of this stress, because I was like, I do not want to buy a new phone. Like I
And
just
just
don't want to.
transferring all the things and the yeah.
So that was like headache one. And the other headache is I'm not really going to go into it yet, but like then us that was after everything. But like my dog wasn't doing well and we had to go to the ER the next day. So like just life was like, you are not going to New York right now, which sucked, but it was for the best. And I'm just really happy that like all my friends got to go.
We did. I didn't even mention that part. We met up.
All of our friends just met up.
A
And
group of us met up. Yeah. Yeah, and we missed you. It felt like we were missing a limb for sure. Oh,
uh,
Lim.
oh,
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 that's your last name.
even think about that?
No. I,
I thought you've been working on that one
no,
for
but
a
that's
week.
so good. We were totally missing a limb. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But also you got to experience New York with like a 3-year-old for her first time.
Oh, she was fucking loving it. This is how I know she's gonna be really cool. 'Cause she was just like, eyes open, looking everywhere. She loved just walking down the street, looking at everything. She was
Yeah,
very like taking it all in, like
very,
overload.
but in
Hmm.
a good way. Like she
She
wasn't having.
loved it. Oh no. And then we went to eat at this place. It's like a sort of like an open market, like sort of restaurant.
Very.
It was started by Jose Andres, who so it's all like Spanish related, like paella and whatever, all this different stuff. And so we were sitting there and eating, and she befriended these kids that were sitting at tables next to us, and one of them had a whoopee cushion, and she also travels with a whoopee cushion, which I didn't know. What 3-year-old is like, okay, where's my stuffed animal and my whoopee cushion?
Yeah.
They were like whoopee cushioning together. It was just like, man, I'll take you anywhere. I'll travel with her, just me and her.
Yay. Okay. I was hoping you'd say that.
So yeah, it was really fun, and one of our friends who doesn't really drink as much as we do got down.
Oh,
I was like, I'm gonna base what we do next on what she wants. And she kept
yes.
wanting to go out and do another thing. And I was like, all right. So we're out till like almost 5 in the morning. And the next day, which would have been the day that you were arriving, we were dead.
Yeah, I
So
called you. It was like
I
11 or 12 your time, and you weren't up. And I was like, okay, these
like,
bitches.
hello.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm bawling on the phone with her, anyways.
Yeah. So, whew, yeah. We went back to, so there's this bar called Attaboy, and there's no menu. So you just kind of give them a vibe. Like I had a friend say he wants a drink that feels like baseball. And so baseball season. And so it was like it smelled like grassy and I don't know. So you just like give them hints of what you would want and they
What
just
did you
create
want?
something. This was like our fourth stop of the night and it's
Oh,
like 1 in the morning,
oh,
right?
you're getting hyphy.
So I was like, I want a horny mezcal.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. Jesus.
So they gave me this
When
mezcal
don't you want
drink.
a horny mezcal?
True. I mean, that should be assumed.
Maybe that's your other moniker.
Horny mezcal. And so they gave me this mezcal drink with passion fruit. I was like, that's clever.
Oh, did you
How
like it?
clever. Yes, I got two of them. I didn't
Oh,
need
double
one of them.
horny.
I didn't need one of them.
Right.
But we ended up eating at Cat's Deli at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, oh, how was that?
On the
Were people
weekends,
there?
they're open like 24 hours, I think, but only on the weekends.
Was it crazy in there, or do you
I
remember?
remember kind of. I fell asleep after a
You
couple
did.
bites.
You did in New Orleans?
You've seen
Pulled
it.
in New
You've
Orleans?
seen it happen.
Yes, I've seen that. I've seen it in the flesh. It happens.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was that.
How was Mexico? I mean, Ange literally like was in New York for half a month and then she came home for 1 day and then went to Mexico.
Yeah. Well, this is a long-standing
Yes.
tradition that my sister and I have for my dad's anniversary. He passed away 5 years ago now, which is fucking weird.
Yeah.
But we go to Mexico to an all-inclusive for his death anniversary.
If you've listened to
Secrets,
basic
aka.
bitches, you've heard of secrets.
It's our thing. She's a member. She gets discounts,
It's a sister trip to an adult
adults
all-inclusive
only,
resort.
potentially swingers resort.
Not
And
potentially, it is.
it
Just
is.
if you look it up, you'll watch the trailer for
And
it.
we've been to enough of them now that on this trip, we were going through like which ones we think have the best food, which one we think has the best entertainment, like which one has the best, poolside. So I want to start a blog and call it Sisters. Wait, what is it? Sisters with Secrets,
With secrets, yeah.
because the resort's called Secrets. And it's just tips on secrets resorts.
Great. I can't wait for you to start that in your spare time.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Great.
it was good, except I started getting sick. I started getting sick when I was in Mexico because my body was like, you hate us.
Yeah.
I'm feeling my age more often than not. And I got sick, and I've basically been sick ever since then, but now I'm better.
Okay, so while Ange was out of town, I got a message that there are some folks from the station that I'm freelancing at now, KALW, that got award nominations. And my name was on the list, and it had to do with the reporting I did for the Valkyrie season. It's called Bounce, if you want to look it up. It's, I think, on all the streaming things. And so it was really exciting. I didn't know what to expect. and it was from the SF Press Club, which I think has been around, I don't know, 48 years or something like that. So they take all these entries and they send them out to other folks that are in the industry to listen and to rate and to give the awards, which I think is cool. So it's more of a democratic process, right? You're not favoriting anyone. So, but I didn't know what to expect because it's just like it's first through third awards. Like, you're number one, you're number two, or number three. But other than that, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I think you texted and you're like, I think I'm winning an award tonight. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure. I
just
was like,
didn't, I
what?
wasn't sure. I'm like, I'm going to this thing. I think I'm getting an award, but all of it's kind of whatever. It was a little bit chaotic. But it was fun, and I got to sit with folks from the station that I normally don't get to sit and talk to. There are a lot of freelancers there that I've never met. And it's TV, it's radio, it's online, it's, ABC, CBS, and also like KQED. Just it was a little bit crazy, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is legit. Um, so I found out that I won third place for my interview with the coach of the Valkyries, Coach Nakase.
Yay.
Yeah, and
So proud of you.
thank you.
I was like, you're on a roll, bitch. You had a big week. That was something else happened too that same week.
Oh,
And I
I
was
did
like,
the SF Awards night.
oh, right. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
But yeah, but it was really I'm proud. I'm really proud that I did that, and I just said yes to doing something that I kind of know what I was doing, but kind of didn't know what I was doing and didn't realize like it would make this kind of impact. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'm an
Yeah.
award-winning journalist.
Well, it's the
So
same thing as the podcast is like we're just talking into the fucking ether. We don't realize that
yes,
maybe somebody is listening and maybe it moves them in a way, and that's fucking really special. And you
right, and
poured your
that's
heart into this fucking show, man. Like it's well deserved.
thank you,
Well,
buddy.
also another thing that I really was happy for you about is you grew up in the Bay, you worked in news, so you knew a lot of these newscasters, journalists. You grew up seeing a lot of them. Like you were talking about, and I was like, I have no idea who that is, but you do. So if
Well,
anyone
I'm a
it should
nerd.
have been
I'm a
in
nerd.
that room, that could have been part of that and really appreciated like the magnitude of it, that's a big deal. That's cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I nerded out. I mean, if anyone is local and listening, like Bill Martin, who is a meteorologist on Channel 2 for forever, and he still looks great and he's still surfing and he's awesome. But he won like an award for, lifetime achievement. I was like seriously super stoked for
You
him.
were tearing
And
up.
I'm like one of 10 people who actually like I think I was the only one at our table who knew who he was. And I was like nerding out about it. And I was telling the person next to me who also won an award, but I was like giving her the whole like who this guy was. I'm like, you have no idea. And da, 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 da. But
Uh,
yes, I'm the only nerd in the room that like really cared about this stuff besides the people winning awards. Um, but it's cool. So I'm just like entering into the new year with some other projects, a project I'm really excited to work on, which is going to be a lot. And also hopefully keep covering the Valkyries, which is exciting. And there's good things to look forward to in the new year. But yeah, I'm an award-winning podcaster and an award-winning journalist. Show
boom.
me the money, bitches. Anyways.
LinkedIn, here you come.
Yeah, here I come, LinkedIn. Better watch out, everybody.
Yeah, so these last few months have been really eventful for both of us.
Yep.
And this is our year in review, but we're going to split it into two for y'all because this has already been a long episode. So listen next week for the conclusion of our year in review, which I'm very excited about because we had a lot going on. But until then, what is your this bitch for this episode? Our recap of November and December.
This bitch is PG&E.
Oh,
They can
thank you.
they can fuck the fuck off.
When is it enough? When can we say enough's enough? Little cities and towns have been burned. People have
Yep.
died.
Yep.
Major cities that, like, come on, we're not in the boondocks. Like,
No.
if you can't handle the magnitude of this city, it should go to other hands or it shouldn't be a fucking monopoly.
Correct. So fuck them. Literally today is December 29th. Last night we were driving through the city in the outer Sunset, no, outer Richmond. There were power outages. There were blocks of power
It's
outages
still fucking happening.
along
What the
Geary.
fuck?
And I had read that they were going to do an outage from like 11 to 12 p.m., but that was not when we were out. We were out around 8 o'clock, 8:30, and they were out several blocks. And I I really do hope that the people that are in charge of things, Gavin Newsom, Scott Wiener, all these people, all our supervisors are really on PG&E's ass about
Mm-hmm.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are businesses that have lost a lot right before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that have medicines that went to shit that they rely on.
Groceries. Yeah.
Yeah, everything. Like this we're in 2025. We're in one of the richest cities in the world. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
fuck them. That's
I
this
was also reading about even things like so City Hall had to close for a few days. All the people who'd scheduled wedding ceremonies, just imagine
it's
like
just this huge
it just
domino
all these
effect.
things. Yeah, it's everything. But yeah, that's not the way to fucking end the year. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping real change happens next year. Like, when is enough enough? So, anyways,
Looking at you, Gavin Newsom, looking at you, Daniel Lurie, looking at all these people that are in power. So
Scott Wiener.
yeah.
So mine is also a shade. For those of you we forgot to introduce, so this bitch is our opportunity at the end of the episode to either throw shine or shade on someone, something that we are
Somebody somewhere.
that's bringing us joy or that is pissing us off. So mine is also shade, but it's to these new machines that they have at the. So when I went to Puerto Vallarta, there were these options to scan your passport at the machine, or there was still a couple of stands with people, and I wasn't really thinking, and there was no line at the machine, so I scanned it, but that means you don't get a stamp in your passport anymore. And
Oh,
I really
fuck that.
value my stamps.
Yes.
Look,
Yes.
this is a first world fucking problem. I get it. But fuck those machines. I want a stamp in my passport. I fought to get here. So don't use the machines. Fuck them.
Yeah.
I
In
stand on that.
general, don't use them.
Yeah, I know. But I like those the self scanners. It's just I've always wanted that job, so it's hard for me to
Right.
not.
For you, it's like cosplay, but like not
Yeah.
for anyone else.
All right. Well, I don't always do them. I think about it. Anyways,
Well,
yeah.
I'm even
So
talking
now I
about
don't have enough.
Waymo. Anyway,
Oh, fucking Waymo.
I deleted my app. I got rid of my account.
That was embarrassing as fuck. And I was telling my sister was visiting recently, and she was like, "Or we could call Waymo." And I was like, "Nope, don't fuck with Waymo." Like it's been fun, but come on.
Yeah, it's been
How
real,
could they be
guys.
so reckless? Like they there was no plan for when the power is out. They just
Because they've been
they
allowed to
just
be.
sit there.
They've been allowed to be reckless.
Anyways.
Anyways, those are our this bitches.
Yeah, I'm glad we ended this on a high note. No, no, no. But tune in next week for our full year in review because we have a lot to talk about and some new this bitches to get into. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for joining us on today's show. You can find more information about this episode in our show notes.
If you're missing us, you can visit us at bitchtalkpodcast.com to sign up for our newsletter and buy us a cup of coffee.
Did you know we're also on the radio? You can find us at bff.fm.
And lastly, rate and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. All the cool bitches are doing it.